So as you all know, that schools are out for the rest of the summer, and there were some amazing events that were supposed to come out to, recognize all the hard work that they've done. And one of those is the Dr. Jack Parry Awards. And an amazing team has come together to get this all done, all online, some great partners. So I am happy to have Jann Parry Wickett, the daughter of Dr. Jack Parry. Jann, thank you for joining me today.
Oh, thank you, Eric. It's a pleasure to be able to speak to you today.
So I got to ask you, how are you doing in this very interesting time in our community, province, and the whole world for that matter?
Well, we have my husband's office is open and he's working from home, and I do the administration for the office. So I mostly work from home and then go into the office when no one else is there to do some of the things I need material for. I've been playing bridge online, which is like awesome. And I've been doing a lot of baking and trying to get yeast and all those things and having starters. And I love to read. So this has been an amazing time to read and go for walks with the dogs.
I think technology has become our best friend, figuring out how, we're all banding together, whether you're playing board games, bridge, or anything of that sort, to really get us through these past interesting 2 months.
Yes. Yes, I keep up with our grandkids and our kids, of course, too, using methods like Skype and Zoom and FaceTime, all those type of activities. And I also am on the board for the Chatham-Kent Community Foundation, and it's been marvelous. We took the money we usually give in grants to different groups that apply for it, and we joined up with United Appeal, and that money has been going out to organizations that desperately need it right now, like the Women's Shelter and the hospice, and it's been going to the hospital, and it's just really thrilling to be able to help with that as well.
Small little community, but when we band together really well, and there's some great organizations that are needing it during this very trying time. So thank you for all you're doing. There's something you've been doing for almost, I gotta say, 25, 30 plus years, the Dr. Jack Parry Awards. Some people have been maybe living under a rock, not knowing what this is all about. Let's get a brief overview, kind of what your father has done to make this amazing event for these high school students.
Well, thank you, Eric. First of all, in about 1992, the present executive director of what was then the General Hospital, he came to my husband, Jim Wickett, and he said, Jim, I didn't know that all the things that your father had done, your father-in-law had done, excuse me. And he said that they wanted to start an award based on what he had done in his life. He had already passed away at this point. And he said they wanted to spearhead some fundraising for the hospital according to that. And so that's how it all started. And there have been so many people that have helped over the years. And it went through its various phases to the point where our family's contribution is sponsoring this event, among many, many, many other people who sponsor it and make it possible, and countless volunteers. And our family doesn't choose the winner, thank goodness, because the winners are like, I would pick every single one of them. Every single one of them is a winner. My dad was a very unassuming and very humble man. He used to tell us as kids, if we won anything at track and field, he wouldn't let us wear our medals, and he would say, you don't ever have to tell anybody what you've done. If you're good, people will know. That was his accomplishment. And he used to say, you hope your kids grow up to accomplish more than you. And that was, we all kind of went, I don't think so. Because he was lucky. He was into all sorts of sports, but he was born in a time when he could do all of those different sports. Kids seem to have to specialize more nowadays. And the war certainly interrupted his trajectory at that point. He'd done track and field, and he was going to be signed up with the Cleveland Indians. And then he ended up, going to war as a pilot. And when he came back, you could choose your education, or you could choose a plot of land. And you see a lot of those war plots out near the arena, the Memorial Arena, those bigger plots. And that's how he ended up in university, and that sort of determined the rest of his life.
It's crazy, just how much people endure, especially during the wartime era. We won't ever realize how much work that your father had done to put this kind of stuff. So, without your father's, contributions, this type of event wouldn't even come in. I think, we underestimate, what kind of things we can actually do. And some of these high school students do some amazing things, great education and, great athletic skills. So with COVID-19 affecting many of these events, a great team has been putting this together. Jeff Denemia's team, who we'll be interviewing tomorrow. How does this make you feel that they were able to all do this amidst social distancing, communication? It's a lot to undertake.
Jeff Denemi's enthusiasm and energy is absolutely amazing. I marvel at all he does and accomplishes, and he's just so positive and upbeat all the time. And of course, he's got the whole athletic council that all work with this as well. And Jeff motivates all the volunteers. And he called me. He said, "Hey, we're going to try to do this. Are you on board?" I said, "Oh my, that would be amazing." Because I said, I realized that during the war would have been the time my dad should have gone to the Olympics in 1944, and he couldn't go. He couldn't go till 48, and that was an interruption of his life. Like his generation had their lives interrupted all along, and then they rebuilt their lives again. And I said, these kids, their lives are being interrupted in a way that nobody has anticipated before, and they shouldn't have to. They should be able to go on as much as possible, and any accolades that they've got coming to them, they deserve those.
Absolutely. That's a great way to put it. The war interrupted, and we have COVID, but, again, Jeff Denemy and his team and, all this communication, we're able to put this together. Normally, takes place at Ursuline College every year around June, but we're doing it a little differently this year, and Jeff Denemy and his team will explain a little bit more how that's going to unfold in the next couple of weeks or so. But in the meantime, we're running all the slides for the nominees on our Facebook page, and, some more surprises are coming. So, Jann, it's amazing what your father has accomplished. So again, without his dedication, this wouldn't happen. Is there anything else you would like to add, just about the Jack Parry Awards or just in general of what we're going through right now?
Well, first of all, thank you for all that you're doing to make this possible. It wouldn't happen without that, without your contribution. I remember my son saying a few years ago that the things you do in high school, that your sports and your accomplishments set you up and give you this sense of confidence to go forward in life. So if this helps these nominees to go forward and to be successful and to remember those successes, that's wonderful for their life, because a lot of these people are going to be our future leaders, and we're really lucky to have that caliber of person in Chatham-Kent. And my oldest daughter was a nominee the very first year of this award, and she was thrilled to be a nominee, but she thought, gee, it'll be funny if I win too. Well, she didn't win, but she didn't mind. She said that it was an honor to be nominated. And I'm told by the teachers that this is an important award to the students. And because it's important to the students and they're our main concern, they're our main focus, we want to make sure that it keeps going. And we are so grateful to all the other people who help make this keep going, like your group.
Yeah, it's going to be a very unique year to see this, and more surprises to unfold as we interview Jeff Denemy coming up shortly tomorrow, actually. And thanks again, Jann. And, when this is all said and done, I hope we can have a Jack Parry Awards next year in Ursuline College, and to just celebrate everything we've overcome here in 2020.
Well, thank you so much, Eric. And we are so honored to be able to help in even just a very little way. So we really appreciate you taking the time to talk to me. Have a good day. Take care. Be safe.